the outcome or the results you achieve commensurate to the time that you spend? Do you find yourself too busy even to take time out of business? Are you in meetings, sometimes back to back, that you find you even struggle to execute some of the actions that came from your last meeting? Do you have work-life balance? Are you able to invest time for the things that you value? Your family, your health, your spirituality, your social networks, and even your private time. The one question that I get asked is, how can I achieve more with the current time that I have? The truth be told, sometimes in some organizations, especially organizations that are not doing very well, you find that there's a lot of churning of work, that there's even hardly time to step out of the organization, to assess, to analyze, and to find out what is not working. So people are always busy. The question I have for you is, what are you busy doing? Is it moving you towards your goal, towards the targets you've set for yourself, towards your success? In this module, we are going to discuss how you can achieve more with the current time that you have, and how you can achieve a work-life balance. But before we look at those nuggets, I must put it to you that there are 5 critical elements that shape whether your time effectiveness will work or not. And I'd want to focus on those before we look at the how. These 5 things will be your game changer. No matter what I teach today, you will not achieve better results until 1, you value time as a currency. If time was hard cash, real money, would you use it the way you currently do? Dish it freely, keep it idle, or would you invest it? Many people don't have life goals, what they want to achieve, or what they would want to use their time for. That's why they can give it away so freely. But let me ask you, what is the future value of your time investment? What would be its return? Suppose you invested your time in a business investment, or your health and fitness program, your family, in career development, or even building up your social networks. 5 years from now, what would be the fruit of that investment? Until you appreciate that time invested will bring you a return, you will not be able to manage your time effectively. The second game changer is clarity on purpose and goals. Some people waste time because they don't know what to do with it. That's why they can sit and chat and idle, and for them the day is good. They don't have goals or waypoints, indicators that tell you that you're on the right path, you're making the right progress, that you will achieve your goal at the desired time. If you are in employment, what is your career progression? 5 years from now, 3 years from now, where will you be? What do you need to do now to be able to realize that? Is it your performance? Working rigorously to always be ahead of your business objectives and goals? Do you need to acquire new skills and experiences that makes you more competitive for that new role that you're looking for? Do you need to achieve certain certifications for you to be considered for a growth in your career? And that is where the game changer comes when it comes to time management. It's about why are you managing this time? What do you want out of it? What should you be doing instead of what you're currently doing? Game changer number 3 is the discipline. There is no day that will flow the way you have planned. There are a lot of things that will come that will try to interfere. People who need your time, who need you to do things that are more priority for them, but which are not priority for you. Sticking to the plan daily will be very critical, and therefore the discipline and learning to say no, sometimes to meetings you don't have to attend, sometimes to things that take you away from your desk when you need to accomplish something. Saying no to those WhatsApp that click on your phone. Saying no to those emails that come through until the time that you plan to do it. Learning to optimize the time is your game changer number 4. I have a friend, Neka, in Nigeria. Every time we would do the masterclass, she would go and say, Betty, what is that one thing that you will do? Forget about the 10 things you want to do. Forget about the 3 things you want to do. What is that one thing that will be a game changer for you that you need to do today, and which if you do, it will move you forward? For me today, it is preparing this video for your lesson. It's a game changer because this video is instrumental to the masterclass going live. Pillar number 5, game changer number 5, is to audit daily and make improvements. Effective time management mastery doesn't happen in days. It takes time and rigor and being able to go back every day and to see, how did I use my time? Where did I lose my time? Why didn't I optimize this time well? What was my setback? And taking that improvement into the next day. I had an opportunity to climb Mount Kenya. It wasn't on my bucket list, but I had to be part of a team in the workplace as part of a team building activity. I look at this experience and the lessons that it brought to my life. Climbing Mount Kenya, which is over 5,000 feet, is not a walk in the park. If anything, I got to learn that it's a life-threatening event. There are people who have gone up the mountain, even young people, and have not come back. So there are things that you must do to be able to successfully climb and descend. 1, you must get physically fit before you embark on this event. 2, you must acquire the right gear. You have to plan the climb, which day, when, from which point, because there are routes that can take you up the mountain. You must hit the base camp daily. You must start early on some days. I remember there was a morning we had to be waking up at 2 a.m. It wasn't fun. It was cold. It was snowing. It was dark. But we had to wake up at that time because if we failed to, we would not be able to achieve the next day's base camp. We had to work as a team. This is where your life depends on the porter, the guide, and the support team around you. And of course, you have to travel light. The only bare essentials you need to carry is to make sure you have water to sip as you go up. Because there are times when that bag on your back becomes weight that can slow you down. I want to reflect on this climb. Hit the base camp daily. Many of us don't realize that the thing that you want to achieve in life is like ascending the peak of Mount Kenya. What would happen if you don't hit the base camp each night? The base camp is a place you're supposed to end your day's climb. It's the place where you're supposed to rest. It's a place where you'll find structures where you can shelter. It's the place where you will find some supplies that have been delivered in advance for your next day. So what would happen when you don't get to the base camp? It means you will not be able to achieve that climb. It means you'll slow down everybody else who is ascending the mountain. It means you may have to come back and replan the climb again. Your goal is like Mount Kenya. The time and how you use it determines whether you get to the base camp daily. If you achieve your tasks daily, you have assurance you will eventually achieve your goal. The reality is many of us, we miss the base camp. Not once, every day. Every day there are things you're supposed to do, but somehow you don't finish them. Maybe you finish one, but something very important for you for the achieving the climb doesn't get actualized. But what do? The reality is that many of us miss the base camp daily. The things we've set to do on a daily basis, we don't complete. But we tell ourselves, we will get there. Tomorrow I'll put in more hours. Tomorrow I'll wake up earlier. But truth be told, even tomorrow will have its challenges. And so we live a life where we never get to the waypoint. That's why this module is focused on effective time management. How can you be able to get to your waypoint daily? If you get to your base camp today, you are assured tomorrow you'll start early and you'll be able to achieve the next base camp. And over time, in a year, over 2 years, in the next 3 years, you'll be able to actually ascend the peak and achieve your life's goals. I want to ask you, how do you currently use your time? Whenever I've asked people, they have to think, and there are many hours they cannot account for. Have you done an audit of your time? Have you accounted for each hour? Can you account for each minute of your time? What did you do with it? How was it of value to you? Here are the 10 things that would help you achieve more with the same time that you currently have. 1, being very intentional. The principle of intentionality simply puts it that if something does not get you up the mountain, it shouldn't be on your agenda. This principle supports that you only invest your time on the things that matter to you. Without that, anything that you do will not help you progress in achieving your goal. So the golden rule is to be very intentional. You must ask yourself, what I've planned to do today, is it what is going to move? Is it what is going to be a game changer for me? If it isn't, it's time you stop and you again reprioritize what it is that you wanted to do. 2, begin with what's important and must be done that day for you to get to base camp. A normal working day, you have 8 hours. Some may stretch it to 10 hours. But the question is, what do you start your day with? Do you start with what is the most important thing? Or do you start with things that really are not valuable and you could, and even if you did them, do you start with things which even if you did would not make a difference? It does not matter. 3, plan your time. I've seen many people use their diaries as a way of putting meetings. It's more about filling things into the diary. The success of effective time management is the rigor of planning your time. What must I do? When do I need to do this? So let me take the example of a goal that you have in a year. If you break this goal, you'll find that there are things that you need to do over the 1 year period. Let's say you want to start a company that should be providing certain goods and services. When you look at this goal and say, I want to launch this company by this given time, there are a number of things that you need to do that will make it a success. You may want to search for the business name. You may want to register the company. You may want to look at location and how it's going to operate. You want to look at the entire company. What is its strategy? What is its plan? You want to break it down into specificities. So planning a time is working around your period to be able to have visibility. The one challenge that I find people struggle with is having clarity on exactly what it is that they want to do in a month and taking it down into a day and into a specific hour. If you are, for example, looking at next week, do you have clarity of what you must do next week to be able to achieve your goals for this month? Review and be consistent. It is important to analyze your effectiveness, to find the things that stood on the way and to be able to make remedies as you progress. So at the end of the day, you ask yourself, what worked? What didn't work? What could I have done better? That is how you achieve continuous improvement. 5, organize your work, your documentation. There is nothing as troubling as planning your day that you're going to work on this report. And when you wake up, you can't find the material information that you need for the report. You can't find where you saved the information that you need to use in your laptop. So it's very important that you organize your work so that when you want to sit down and to do something, everything is in place and you achieve the flow without interruption. 6, physical fitness. Physical fitness gives you the alertness, the clarity, and the strength to be able to accomplish what you've set out for your day. There's something good about working out in the morning. It helps you to trigger a hormone that gives you a good feeling, and this runs throughout your day and makes it very easy for you to accomplish what it is that you have done. A lot of work without physical fitness would wear you down, and you find that you're dragging and you're struggling to accomplish what it is that you want to do. 7, start early. Many successful people will tell you they wake up at 4 a.m. They also sleep early by 9 p.m. But the benefit of starting early, whether you choose to do 4 or 5 or 6, whatever time you choose, the benefit is that it gives you an early kick in the morning and gives you an interrupted time when you are actually able to achieve what is very critical for you. So if you want to achieve a fitness in the morning, meditation, if you want to work on your book, if you want to start prospecting, whatever it is that you want to do, you can find that by 10 o'clock it's like you've achieved what you're supposed to do for the whole day. 8, fill the dead time. A number of us will complain, I went to the doctors and I had to wait for 1 whole hour, 2 hours because there was a long queue. But what could you have done instead of waiting? Could you have filled that time by reading? Could you carry your iPad or whatever device you have and do study, personal study? Could you complete some work that is due when you're on the queue? What about when you're on the jam? Could you be using that as a learning period and you are able to fill that time when you're on the road with learning that you would have probably done at another time? 9, plan around your airtime. Everyone has a particular time in the day when they are highly productive. Some people are more productive in the afternoon. There are people who are more productive in the day. Whatever your airtime is, utilize that time to do what is core and important for you to achieve. 10, balance time. We've talked a lot about work in this, but life is not all about work. A balanced time is when you are able to achieve all that is important to you within the time that you have in a day. If family is important to you, being able to create time to spend with family, spirituality, health and fitness, me time, social time. It's being able to plan your day, your week, to enable you achieve a balanced time that makes you feel fulfilled in utilizing your day. We have covered how you can be able to achieve more from your time. The truth is, you cannot achieve more unless you know why you need that time, what you want to invest it in. John Maxwell, an author and a leadership guru, shares a 5-rule principle. He calls it the rule of 5. And the rule of 5 basically says that if you wanted to fall down a big tree, you can achieve it if every day you wake up, you take the axe and you go and hit the tree 5 times and put the axe back. It may take you many years, but if every day you woke up, you went to the tree and you cut it 5 times and you came back, eventually the tree will give in and it will fall. The rule of 5 is something that applies to your life. What is the tree in your life? What is it that you want to achieve? Is it a career growth? Is it a business investment? Is it family relationship? What is it that you want to achieve? The secret to achieving it is identifying those 5 things, those 3 things, those 2 things that you need to do every day. How do you apply what we have learned? I know you're there and you're saying, you've covered a lot. Where do I start? The place to start is first to define your goal, what it is that you want to achieve. Don't bother about doing a 10-year goal, a 5-year goal, a 3-year goal. Start with, what do you want to achieve this year? Outline what are those specific things that you need to achieve. And then work around the daily, the weekly, and the monthly things you need to achieve. Apply what we have discussed today. Start your day with what is important. Do only those things that account for your personal success or your achievement of this goal. Remove distractors. Use your best time. Be alert mentally to do that. And all the other things that we have discussed. And you will see a shift in your own performance.